pressure. And I know this. I don't know what the date is. They haven't made it available. He says the NBA's player participation policy, which ties players to winning the league's MVP and other individual honors and competing in 65 games, includes a fine system that teams that intentionally rest players without an injury issue. The new policy stems from an ongoing trend over the past several years where teams have placed a greater emphasis on resting players in an attempt to avoid injury. Last season, there were several instances, including the last two champions, the Warriors and the Nuggets, sitting virtually every entire starting lineups on a half of a road back-to-back, depriving those cities of seeing Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, and so they certainly it just reached a breaking point last year, and so now they're stepping in and they're like, dude, we cannot do this.
Yeah, and there are,
it was over the top last year.
And there are some also that believe that it's not outside of Kawhi, because who knows with him, but that it's not the players making these choices. Like a lot of these guys want to play, and that it is teams telling them.
there has been a lot of guys who are like, yeah, I'd play right now.
I'd play, but they're not going to let me play.
The training staff
says, yeah. That the players actually want to go out there and play. It's not except for Kawhi. We don't know because he just magically doesn't show up for the second half of games. You don't know, but.
Well, and I even went to this private podcast thing years ago with Daryl Morey, and he was saying, look, because somebody brought up about health being this was, say whatever you want about James Harden. James Harden always played every game, right?
Yeah.
Like he just did.
He did. He played a lot. He played big minutes.
And Daryl said at that point, he's like, nobody is more science and data driven than Daryl Morey, and he was like, I've met with all of our health people. I've met with everybody. And he's like, and it's just not conclusive at all. If it was conclusive, then I would, I would do something about it. But I mean, the idea that you would be healthier if you played 60 games rather than 80 games is there's no, and sometimes there's no rhyme or reason as to why these injuries take place. And you could probably say it's overuse. You could also say it's underuse, as I mentioned, right? Yeah. But here's what we know. It reached critical mass because here's the money quote. The culture should be that every player should want to play 82 games. Obviously, everybody's not going to play 82 games, but everyone should want to play 82 games. That's the culture we're trying to reestablish now. The competition committee signed off on this. The Players Association has signed, and they have agreed that this is an 82-game league, and we should expect to play 82 games. We've discussed this with everybody over the last several months, and everybody agrees that we have to embrace who we are. I mean, that's one of those where they're sitting down at a boardroom, and they're saying, look, the money that you love? Yeah. We love it too. Mm-hmm. You guys are screwing this up.
Yeah.
This can't be so. This can't be. And I think about, I grew up with going to every hockey game. We had season tickets to St. Louis Blues. My dad took me to a ton of Cardinal games. But, when we would go to, Cardinal games, it was me or Kim. We would seek out, we want to see this guy is coming to town, right? So we want to see this guy that's going to be playing against the Cardinals. And I never I'm not kidding you. I never remember a time being let down because somebody was sitting out for no reason. Never. I don't remember it. I don't remember being, and maybe it happened, but generally, if you said hey, I want to go see Barry Bonds in person, Dad, or I want to go see whoever. Name the player.
You're confident.
Yeah, you bought the tickets, and that's who you saw.